Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today we are diving into a common yet frustrating issue affecting high-end systems like the RTX 5060. Many users report that their system freezes or stutters when using the Alt+Tab command during gameplay. We at Teknobalta analyzed this specific behavior to provide you with a professional-grade solution. This issue is particularly prevalent on modern GPU architectures where the transition between display modes can cause a synchronization failure. Let us start with the root cause analysis to understand why your RTX 5060 is struggling with this simple task. When a game runs in exclusive fullscreen mode, it takes direct control of the display buffer from the OS. When you press Alt+Tab, the DWM or Desktop Window Manager must regain control of the GPU resources. On high-performance cards like the RTX 5060, this handoff can sometimes result in a driver timeout. This is why you might see the screen flicker or the desktop fail to load on the first attempt. Before we apply the main fix, we need to perform some essential pre-checks. First, ensure your Windows 10 or 11 installation is fully updated to the latest build. Microsoft frequently releases patches for the WDDM to improve multitasking stability. Next, we must verify the integrity of your NVIDIA drivers. We at Teknobalta recommend a clean installation using DDU, also known as Display Driver Uninstaller. This ensures that no corrupted registry keys from previous driver versions interfere with the display mode switching. Now, let us move to the main solution path, which has been proven to resolve this issue in almost every case. Open the Settings menu of the game where you're experiencing the Alt+Tab freeze. Navigate to the Video or Display section and locate the display mode setting. You will likely find it set to full screen. Change this to Windowed Full Screen or Borderless Windowed. In some titles like Fortnite, this might be labeled as Windowed Full Screen. Why does this work? In Borderless mode, the game runs as a top-level window. This means the DWM maintains control of the display at all times, making the Alt+Tab transition instantaneous. There is no need for the GPU to reinitialize the display buffer when switching to the desktop. However, we at Teknobalta know that some users prefer exclusive fullscreen for slightly lower input latency. If you must use fullscreen, we have alternative methods to stabilize the transition. Go to the game's executable file, right-click it, and select Properties. Under the Compatibility tab, check the box that says Disable Fullscreen Optimizations. This prevents Windows from trying to apply its own overlay layer on top of the game's exclusive mode. Another critical factor is the refresh rate synchronization between your desktop and the game. If your desktop is at 60 Hz, but your game is at 144 Hz, the monitor must resync every time you Alt+Tab. Ensure both the Windows display settings and the in-game settings match the native refresh rate of your monitor. Now, let us look at some advanced optimization steps within the NVIDIA Control Panel. Under Manage 3D Settings, find the Power Management mode. Set this to prefer maximum performance to ensure the GPU clock speeds don't drop too low during the transition. Also, check your G-Sync settings if you have a compatible monitor. We recommend enabling G-Sync for both windowed and full-screen modes to prevent flickering during Alt+Tab. If the problem persists, we may need to look at the Windows Registry for a deeper fix. Navigate to HKEY Current User, System, GameConfigStore. Look for the value game DVR-FSO Honor User Config and set it to 1. This forces Windows to respect your full-screen optimization settings at a kernel level. Furthermore, ensure that the Windows game bar is disabled if you do not use it. The game bar overlay can often cause hooks into the GPU that delay the Alt+Tab process. For our RTX 5060 owners, keeping the NVIDIA overlay or shadow play active can also contribute to this lag. Try disabling the in-game overlay in the GeForce Experience settings to see if stability improves. We at Teknobalta also suggest checking your RAM stability using a tool like TestMem5. Sometimes, a micro-stutter during Alt+Tab is actually a memory management error when the OS swaps the page file. Ensure your XMP or DWM.exe profile is correctly applied in the BIOS. If you are using multiple monitors, ensure they are all connected to the GPU and not the motherboard. Mixing integrated graphics with an RTX 5060 can cause significant delays in the DWM response time. Let us summarize the technical workflow we have established today. Step 1. Switch to windowed full screen for the most stable experience. Step 2. Match your desktop and in-game refresh rates perfectly. Step 3. Disable Fullscreen Optimizations in the executable properties. Step 4. Optimize NVIDIA Control Panel for maximum performance. By following these steps, your RTX 5060 system will handle Alt+Tab commands with professional efficiency. We at Teknobalta are committed to solving these complex hardware-software interactions. Technical issues like these are often a matter of fine-tuning the OS to match the power of your hardware. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more expert-level troubleshooting and hardware guides. Stay technical, and we will see you in the next deep dive.